So on the trip that I went this past summer, I've ridden over 9 or 10 new wooded roller coasters or wooded roller coasters. And I think this is probably the best wooded roller coaster I've ever ridden on this trip. Not that I've ever ridden. I think El Toro is still the best, but Mystic Timbers at Kings Island just blew my mind. It is probably top 5 out of all the 100 roller coasters I have ever have ridden. Mystic Timbers is like top 5, and this is an amazing wooded roller coaster. You got to check this out at Kings Island. It is a must worthy, and I love this ride. It's the theming is awesome. It's pretty solid. People might say it's underwhelming, but it's pretty solid. The turns are just amazing as well. Banks and stuff like that, just awesome. So today we're gonna go through the reviews, same like what I did with Steel Vengeance. Go through like the elements, theming, experiences, and such as like that. So let's go through the stats real quick. So it's located at Kings Island in Mason, Ohio, outside Cincinnati. Is manufactured by GCI. The 3 GCI wooded roller coasters I've heard, Wildcat and Lightning Racer, are both at Hershey Park, and this one is by far better out of those 3. Um, this coaster is like a smaller wooded roller coaster layout type, kind of. Um, this coaster has a max height of 109 feet. It is a twisted style drop layout. Twisted style drop. It has a max speed of 51 miles per hour. It doesn't have any versions and was opened for the 2017 season, so just was built last year. It was just built last year, and it won best new roller coaster in 2018. So that is pretty solid there. So now let's go through some theming real quick. But Mystic Timbers is just an amazing ride. I'm going to be talking about a lot of the experience, but let's go through the theming. So when you enter the queue line, there's nothing really much there. There's nothing like really much. It's kind of more like toward on ride style ride. It's more like an on ride style ride. But you do have some theming, like you do have a person saying "Do not enter," the Mystic Timbers entrance, and then it's like a curvy layout type. It's like a curvy layout of a queue line too. So it's like a switchback ride, but it's like not like I would say like 180-degree switchback. Instead, it's like a curve switchback. This ride does have like a staircase, so it's also a really short queue line, and they run 3 trains too, so they keep those lines kind of moving. And there's nothing really much of a theme in for Mystic Timbers. You do have GCI trains, and you do run 3 trains. So now let's take a look at the POV. So let's take a look at the POV of this ride. So you do turn right out of the station. You take a drop a little bit. Take a little bit of a drop. You do have one airtime hill, and then you go through the lift. Lift, you do have some theming. There's a guy saying, "Do not enter the shed," because Mystic Timbers has this like shed thing and stuff like that. I'd say. So so this guy's saying, and then the lift hill does kind of like speed up. It's kind of like what you're thinking of Superman the ride at Six Flags New England. Once the music comes up, the lift hill starts speeding. So that's like on Superman. But this ride, the talking just kind of gets a little bit intense, and then it speeds up. So next up, you got a curvy drop, like a twisted drop. I love that twisted drop. I love that, especially the photo camera. And I love these parts right here. It's a really high, fast-paced speed. I felt this was like really fast than Wicked Cyclone, or I thought it was like I mean it only goes 51 miles per hour, but I love this ride. So you do have like a tunnel. Love this ride. You do have some airtime hills. You do have like a double up, I believe. But I love this ride a lot. It's top 5. It's top 5 overall. But you do have like a double down. You have a lot of intense elements on this ride. And then you go through the shed. It's the end part, the shed. People could possibly say that it is pretty underwhelming. because it's not that exciting. But I actually like the shed part. First up, when you hit the brakes, there's a guy saying, "Warning, do not enter the shed." And then after, when you're sitting in the front row, they play some sort of 80s music. And then they do have projection screens, so like when bats and snakes come out. So yeah, and actually, how about this? Actually, at Kings Island, both Bat and Diamondback have like so Bat plus Diamondback equals Mystic Timbers, because Bat is themed to bats and Diamondback is themed to snakes. So Bat plus Diamondback equals Mystic Timbers, because Mystic Timbers have both bat and snake theme. But what are my thoughts on this? I think this is a awesome ride. Awesome ride a lot. It's a high fast coaster. I think it's probably the best, second best water roller coasters I've ever ridden besides El Toro at Great Adventure. But I love this ride a lot. Sweet ride. The curves are just amazing. I think this is a lot better than Boulder Dash, in my opinion, but I like it a lot. So what am I giving it for its final score? It's going to get a 10. By far a 10. Usually those coasters in the top 5 are usually going to get a 10, because on like how they're fast-paced and stuff like that. This coaster is definitely fast-paced. I even kept Marathon that ride, I think the third day I was at Kings Island, because on like how it is like so good. This ride is so good, and I never get tired of this. I don't like really. I don't get overridden it on roller coasters, but this ride is just, it's like a really fun ride to enjoy. So don't forget to check this right now. So that is it for my Mystic Timbers coaster review. Make sure you check out my YouTube video. Stay tuned for my coaster box videos. They'll be coming out shortly, and I'll catch you guys later. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll catch you guys later.